It really matters to me. I used to feel bad in school also if I lost an award in a subject I wasn't even in. अरे इसको क्यों बोल रहा है यार? अरे तुम इसमें नहीं थे।
नहीं एक टाइम पे लगता था यू लाइक क्यों कैसे कैसे ये तो कितनी अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस थी बट देन यू रियलाइज कि नहीं भाई मतलब इंडस्ट्री में बहुत कुछ होता है देयर सो मेनी थिंग्स एवरीबडी नोज
It doesn't end with, let's say, making it to the list.
Yeah.
Then you have to stay in the list. How long are you going to stay in the list? Once you're off that list, then what?
In fact, my mother was the lenient one.
Really?
My mother is very, very cool. I mean, I remember I used to write letters to my father when I was in boarding school, and the next week his reply would come with the corrected version of my letter. With red markings.
That's so sweet.
Who do you think took the photographs of them? She had rather glamorous photography crew.
Because it came as
Nimrat and I were like...
Today I am joined by people who are not just warm-hearted people but also amazing and terrific actors. They are all set to promote their next film, which is Dasvi. I'm joined by Nimrat Kaur, Abhishek Bachchan and of course Yami Gautam here on Bollywood Bubble. Firstly, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
क्या अब 10वीं पास है फेल है वो तो नहीं पूछूंगी लेकिन मुझे जानना है आई मीन यू नो टू बिगिन विथ आई मीन ऑन अ वेरी लाइटर नोट 10वीं में क्या परसेंटेज आई थी याद है
ये नहीं याद है
आपको नहीं याद है किसी को डू यू रिमेंबर दैट मोमेंट
Yeah, I remember.
what
It
was
was
it
ICSE board 80% dot 80%.
wow do you remember of course
CBSE board at 89%. But it, CBSE board.
अब मुझे एकदम I have my SSC 82%. But SSC is the easiest board amongst all the other ones.
Yes.
And you?
I didn't get a percentage.
The grade system.
Great
Yeah,
system.
I did GCSEs, so...
Okay. Wow, this is really
This is a room full of different boards.
Like very different.
All different boards.
Diversely educated.
Yeah.
But okay, you know, when I saw the trailer, firstly, congratulations. It looks so amazing. And so, like, I was laughing most of the time because there's this very positive energy that we say. Abhishek, to you first. The first letter that you posted on Twitter, the moment the trailer was about to, before or after the trailer was about to release, where you mentioned, I really liked it because you sort of said that I want to manifest positive energy
okay.
around this film. And you also mentioned that at
I
some
got scared. She said the first letter you posted. I said, "Yeah, I was very young. I don't know." then I said, "Wait, but post offices are shut now. People don't post it." What if she then? Okay. Sorry.
Even I
Sorry.
completely-
This is the.
Itna.
यही नतीजा है when you have sleepless nights for over a week.
But it will all be paid off because the film actually does
We
look
hope so.
amazing.
Thank
But talking about that letter, what I really liked is the fact that, you know, you clearly mentioned also that at some point in your career, you also underestimated yourself and the films that you did. You were underconfident, and it is a
No,
brief.
I didn't say that. Nor
You've
did
mentioned.
I intend that.
Yeah, that's what I was
I wrote
coming to.
borderline apologetic, and people misinterpret it for not having confidence in what your work is. It wasn't that. It's just that I think, if I may generalize as actors, I don't think we're all entirely. I mean, I don't know if it's correct to generalize for everyone, but if I may take the liberty to speak for the two ladies on my side, I think we're the kind of actors who are not too comfortable, you know, blowing our own trumpet.
Yeah.
We find it a bit awkward. It just becomes a bit, you know, koi aapse puche ki, you know, how's your work? I'm fantastic. it's you feel awkward.
Yeah.
And I think actors by and large would ideally prefer just the work to speak for itself. I do understand the calling of the time and how you have to, you know, maybe evolve with it and stay in step with it. But I think by and large, most of the actors I know are not too comfortable tom-tomming their own work, to the extent that our conditioning is almost such that you almost feel awkward about speaking about your work, you know, if you've done. So the reason for writing that is I was so moved by the film. I'd just seen it. And I just said, you know what, we've all worked immensely hard.
True.
We're all very, very happy and proud of the film. So why do we have to feel so guilty about going out there and saying it?
Right.
So I just wanted to say it with the intention that hopefully you can manifest that positivity, and that percolates out and ripples out to everybody. So it was more of that.
Yeah, and I'm very happy you did that because I
Thank
mean,
you.
by the end of it, you do feel like when I read the last line that I want to manifest positive energy around the film, I was like, it is actually,
Yeah.
sort of spreading that
No,
positive
because
energy.
see,
only.
everybody works so hard,
True.
you know, and then we shy away from, you know. So if there is any medium or any way in which we can just
I get what you're saying.
yeah, you
but,
do?
know-
Okay. Yeah, but my intention wasn't to say that, you know,
Okay.
people didn't have confidence. It was more that I think we are all borderline apologetic because हम लोग को अजीब लगता है, you know, हम लोग शर्मा जाते हैं कि नहीं यार अच्छा नहीं लगता, अजीब लग रहा है कि बोलना कि नहीं अच्छा काम किया, अच्छी पिक्चर बनाई है. You know, it's more awkwardness.
You have to channel your Chaudhary. You have to own it up, like whatever you
Yeah,
want to
why not?
do.
I'll take that.
Channel the Chaudhary.
Channel the Chaudhary.
But Yami, you know, given that you have, I mean, your last film, in fact, was such a great, your performance was much appreciated, yet somehow I feel that while listing the top performances in 2022, I did not see your name in one of the listicles that were there, and it made me a little sad because I felt that it has to be there. I mean, she was very good. So when you see that, when you are very proud of the work that you do and you know it has touched people, yet somehow it fails to get that recognition, maybe by a certain section. I'm not saying everyone, because here I am part of the same section who absolutely loved that performance. Do you ever feel bothered by the recognition if someone does fail to recognize the good work that you've done? Does it bother you?
Not at all. I think I've come way past that. I don't wish to seek validation of my work, of my existence in this industry basis on some list. To each his own. With due respect, everybody is entitled to their opinion. And there are thousands of things that you don't have to be everywhere. You need to be here. You need to be in the moment. And you need to do your job, which I think I'm doing something right,
Yeah.
that you'll be seeing me in certain kind of films. And thankfully, certain directors and producers don't depend on those certain lists. And they give you work basis, what they see on that particular Thursday or a Friday or...
I saw what you just did.
Nice plan.
Wow, that was props on that one, man. That was great.
So yeah.
Amazing.
I want to grow up and think like Yami. How have you achieved this nirvana? मुझे तो बहुत खराब लगता है यार. मुझे बहुत बुरा लगता
You know,
है.
एक टाइम पे लगता था अभी.
मुझे आज भी लगता है.
नहीं, एक टाइम पे लगता था. You like क्यों कैसे कैसे ये तो कितनी अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस थी. But then you realize कि नहीं भाई, मतलब इंडस्ट्री में बहुत कुछ होता है. There's so many things everybody knows. So things which I don't believe in or I don't connect to it, I don't have to break my mind or head over it. There's only so much you can do as an actor. And as he said, you need to find your peace. You need to be peaceful and happy doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
If I'm cribbing about, oh, मेरा उस यहाँ पे नाम नहीं था, I mean, then मेरा फिर, why am I working hard so much on my work, on getting those scripts, getting those roles, working hard on set? What's it? Is it all worth? So let those people do what they're doing, you know, what's best for them, and I'll do what's best for me. And I think it's about time now. I mean, look at people. I think people are very smart. Audience don't. It might matter to a handful of people in the industry, but they don't speak for the audience or for the larger section of, you know, people who actually give you work and, you know, watch your films. It doesn't matter to them, and it won't. So it doesn't matter to me.
I'm so
Good for you, man. Full power. I like that.
There's one other thing, yeah. It doesn't end. It doesn't end with, let's say, making it to the list.
Yeah.
Then you have to stay in the list. How long are you going to stay in the list? Once you're off that list, then what? How do you come back to the... So it's a bottomless pit. God forbid you start thinking like that. You lose your sleep, appetite, hair, everything.
But that's why all of them are so thin, no?
Why would you do that to yourself and to the joy of being an actor? The joy is to just live and have fun and move along and try and do that again and again and again. Why
Wow.
would you do that, yeah?
But is this something that you've come to terms with now, or was this your thought process even when you began? Because I'm sure over the years you've learned to be like this, right?
Not for me personally. I have never ever subscribed to this thought or this fear or the insecurity of being on lists or worrying about being somewhere or not being somewhere. I'm wired that way. It's not something that I have conditioned myself to believe or work in. I have been okay to let go of something because I know I won't be happy there. For me,
Correct.
my sense of joy is the biggest priority. I do not compromise that ever. Whatever that is to me, whether it's the people I'm working with, it's the script, it could be anything at all. The character, whatever I feel the most connected with in a certain project. I know once that happens now, then it's a love affair nobody can take away from me, no matter what happens. And that is a decision I am fiercely loyal about.
Wow.
I don't care about what the fate of a project is, what's going to happen to it, will people love me or not, which list am I going to be or not in, or doesn't matter. Because there is no end to it.
True, I agree.
I want to be like them.
You're not.
No,
You're the OG.
No, but I'm seriously envious of you all, man. That takes some like nirvana level of. I hope to be like them sometimes, because I feel their energy is completely channelized in doing what they're doing, and I think that's fantastic. I aspire to be like that. It really matters to me. Yeah. I used to feel bad in school also if I lost an award in a subject I wasn't even in.
I got that late, sorry.
अरे इसको क्यों बोल रहा है यार? अरे तुम इसमें नहीं थे। अच्छा, फिर भी यार।
I was about to come. I want to
feel
take
damn
you
bad.
back.
I mean, they're true. God bless them. They're true actors. I'm a performer. I want to do for the audience. I want your love. I want you to. मुझे खराब लगता है. Every actor I'd like to believe, but मुझे लगता है ऐसे.
No, but true. But people are loving it. Audience are very accepting and they're very forgiving and they're very kind. मैं वही बोल रही हूँ कि उनको नहीं फर्क पड़ता लिस्ट और सबको उनको आपकी फिल्म देखनी है वो देखेंगे.
Yeah, that I agree with.
Irrespective, yeah.
But that's
That's what I
also, Yami ji, that could also be because maybe we don't have that one seminal award that really signifies.
You're right.
Yeah,
That's
अब
true.
नहीं.
I think at one point there were.
Yeah, at one
I mean,
time.
we would
long
look
ago.
forward to, say, a film fair or. But now,
screen.
yeah,
Yeah.
but now I don't think there's any.
That's so
one
sad,
award,
no?
Yeah, it is.
I feel bad about that because as actors, I'd like to believe part of what drives us. I mean, obviously not these two, but me for sure. No, you want to be recognized for your work
But
as
even
well.
once upon a time, it did.
It did, right?
It did.
How?
I wrote a letter also.
So you're
I
not
remember
jaded
once.
about it?
No. Because I was not nominated for one of my. I thought it was one of my best performances, and even to be, and you have to be realistic about it. I'm not going to be mentioning a performance of mine, a film of mine, which is just
True.
You know, I'm not that person. And I wasn't nominated, and my timeline was flooded with oh, how come you're not nominated and this and that. It was for Bala.
But you were outstanding in that film.
Thank you. And and I didn't say anything. I'm like, what to say? It's fine. It's okay. But then when the award actually happened again, it was flooded. So then I thought I'll address it. That while, you know, of course, must be an esteemed jury and, you know, all
Yeah.
those things from, you know, with doing some great work in Indian cinema. But I put my, you know, I've stopped seeking validation for my work. And I think this is the biggest reward right now. That it's a big lesson for me.
Yeah.
That I'm a hustler and I have to keep hustling for life.
True.
So this is what it is. It comes down to this.
And
But I think the greatest validation as actors that you can get, and this whole award reward thing I don't want to get into, but I think the greatest validation is you get your next job.
Yeah.
What greater validation that
That's
the industry thinks that you're worth giving another job to. And because I think today more so now than ever, you do realize that there is a very long line of people waiting.
yeah.
You know, and you're immensely
the
privileged.
competition
You're
is
immensely
fierce, yeah.
privileged to get a job.
Absolutely.
Agree.
So yeah.
But
Well done, man.
But I
Well
want to
done,
take you
girls.
back to your school days now.
So if you all do win any awards for Dasvi,
We'll
don't
give it
accept
to you.
Just give it to me. I'm definitely not getting it.
no, but I want to now take
I've
you
been
back
trying for
to the-
22 years. I've not got.
Abhishek, now I'll
You'll
take you
also,
back to your
like-
school days because you know, especially in households, बचपन में बहुत pressure होता है from school as a student, right? I want to know what kind of students were you, and was there any pressure? Because from whatever I have heard, Bengalis especially are very focused about studies. They have this unrealistic pressure when it comes to studying, and Jaya Bachchan ma'am is also, I mean, from whatever I have heard, seems to be someone who's very, like, you know, dedicated when it comes to all of this. I want to know what kind of pressures you had to deal with as a child.
I didn't have to.
No?
And in fact, my mother was the lenient one.
Really?
My mother is very, very cool. Son, you're happy? You're trying your best? I can't ask for anything else.
Oh, sweet.
Wow.
And my mother actually always laid emphasis on something which I said earlier in one of our press junkets. She said, whatever you do in life, be it education, be it your profession, concentrate on being a good human being first. If you're a good human being, nothing else matters to her. So she's not one of those. She's not your conformist. She's very very different. My father was whenever he did get the time to sit with her, he was very particular about, you know, your handwriting, your spelling.
Really?
I mean, I remember I used to write letters to my father when I was in boarding school, and the next week his reply would come with the corrected version of my letter. With red markings.
That's so sweet.
And with red markings saying, now write the corrections karke wapas bhejo mujhe. So he was like that.
Wow.
He was like that. Yeah, of course. I have them all filed, laminated, everything.
Wow.
All his letters, his faxes, his notes. So
Are
he
you,
was.
what kind of a father are you to Aradhya then? Are you someone who is strict and who also is a replica of what Amitabh Bachchan is?
No, my father was never strict. My father's always been my best friend. But since we're talking about that, he was very conscientious about us. My mother was more relaxed in that sense.
Correct.
But there wasn't much pressure. I think I think my parents were more interested in saying, okay, don't waste the opportunity of education. You know, avail of it, make the most of it, and give it your best. As long as you're giving your best, we don't mind.
Wow, lovely. And what kind of students were you? Did you take kabhi pressure self-inflicted hota hai? At least in our cases, mostly it was like that we wanted to do something because that was the only barometer to show that, okay, we could do something eventually, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever feel that pressure?
Well, I think it was different for different standards, but by the time one grew older, 9th, 10th standard, the pressures were pretty high because, you know, I was studying in Delhi and Delhi University is something you knew you were leading up to.
Yeah.
So in 10th standard, you had to figure out what you're going to take up in 11th and 12th
Correct.
and then, you know, what college and cutoffs and, you know, like everyone around you was talking about all of that. So there was a lot of stress and not because I got it so much from home, but the atmosphere was such.
Correct.
So I do wish that one was able to enjoy that part of school a little bit more,
Yes.
those years a little bit more. Thankfully, I was encouraged to do like extracurricular activities and not just, you know, be at home and studying because my friends were also relegated only to studying. That also
Correct.
happened. But I didn't have such an easy-go-lucky sort of, the end of, you know, the last 4 years of school were quite high stress. So I don't miss those years much. Plus my
never want to go
birthdays were
back.
always in the middle of exams. I hated that part. So no, nothing very lovely about that.
Would you want to go back to school if given a chance?
Yeah, I would. But, you know, at that moment you feel, no, you want to grow up. No, you want to go to college. No, you want to get out of this. But now I'm out of this and I'm loving what I'm doing and all those things. But I think some of my best days of my life were in school. I wouldn't trade anything for that. Even that pressure, even that everything, whatever we've done. I am so happy that we had a great school life and there were no cell phones, there were no iPads, there was nothing. I mean, it's great. I mean, technology has its own both pros and cons, but I think to have a regular childhood where, you know, इतने बजे घर आना है अंधेरा होने से पहले
Before the street lights.
yeah, came on. You know, I don't want to come out looking for you girls, so girls have to be back home and or looking forward to your summer holidays, and then okay, we have you know early
It would
morning
matter, the
badminton
summer
plans
holidays,
and
Christmas
this and
के वो जो
that. I
10 दिन की
mean,
हमको
it was
मिलती
to pool in money for your own Christmas party, and you know, it's just that was a different time. I think very pure, too pure to be traded for anything. So yeah.
No, I remember the first time you got a phone, you would be so excited. That was also when, like 11th or 12th. For me,
Nokia
at least.
3310.
Exactly, I also got my
With that
first
snake,
That was my
with
very
that snake
first.
game.
Yeah, snake game.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep quiet.
You had a laptop by then.
No, you all are like, "Arey, when the 10th standard." I was like working by the time I got my first phone. How much older to you guys am I? Gosh.
I got it in first year.
Yeah, same here. I mean, those were the
first
days.
year.
Like
Spoiled brats, all of you. I tell you. My parents like, earn your own phone.
So lastly, now before I let you all go, because of course we are running out of time, but looking at you all, I know that the camaraderie on set must have been crazy, because it looks like a like a team which was really having fun while shooting. But because you, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you got married while you were shooting for Dasvi?
No, that
Yami?
was a Thursday.
Okay, a Thursday. But were you aware, or what kind of conversations did you all have when?
About her getting married?
No, just in general. But of course, did she share with you
Of
at
course,
any
we were at
point?
the wedding.
Yeah.
Who do you think took the photographs of them? She had rather glamorous photography crew.
No, because it came as a
Nimrat and I were like,
no, it came as a surprise to us. And by the way, congratulations. This is the first time I'm meeting you in person
Thank
after
you,
your
Ash.
marriage. But what were the conversations like on set?
okay, may I?
Yes.
I have to say
yes,
this.
Yes.
You know, a friend of mine, oh, you know, what's it? I had a lot of work with her in the jail. Then once the jail portion was over, that's when my work with her started. So, it's, you know, a friend of mine asked me, how's Yami? I said, you know, she's very shy. You know, I'm very out there, and you know, she's very shy, and she's unbelievably dedicated. After rap, we used to all go to the gym or whatever, have our dinner, then we used to all meet in this one room to read, and she'd know my lines as well. And that was it, you know, and she's somebody who used to do her work, and then, so she's very shy, and then the same person I was having a meal with on the second day of promotions, they go, how's it? I said, she's a different person. I said, I don't know. You know, she's so effervescent and she was so reserved. And I realized that actually, and please correct me if I'm wrong, she was completely Jyoti Deswal at that point of time. Even her walk has changed. Because I remember the way she used to strut in and out of the prison.
Yeah.
And she'd be in full Jyoti Deswal mode. Now she's like a different person. And I'd like to blame it, oh, abhi shadi ho gayi to. You know, no, but even Tushar and I discuss it. You know, I mean, I think it's wonderful is today you see her confidence is on a different level, which is great for her. But I respected the fact that she was so into doing what she was doing, and I loved that.
Yeah.
It was so wonderful.
A very immersed
sweet.
actor.
Yeah,
That's
and we were all, the entire team were very, very happy for her. I think it's a very, very special moment in anybody's life. And I think they did it with such dignity and grace, as it should be done.
Yes.
I do understand as Indians, we all want to be part of the festivities. But obviously there was a lockdown as well. But I think the way they did it and handled it is fantastic. And well done, you two.
Thank you.
Now, abhi
That
bula
is
lo
so
ghar pe
sweet.
khana.
That's so
What more
sweet.
can we?
Ka
But it's
success
true.
part where she's going to
It's
call
true.
it.
It's
Clearly.
true. It's true.
Lovely, great. Best
Thank
of
you.
luck to the
Thank
team.
you very,
Because
very
I hope
much.
that the film does brings a smile on our faces, which the trailer has.
Thank you.
obviously.
Thank you.